Hey guys, MSG Retired here, bringing you a little bit of new content. We've got another Special Forces phony major. Uh, Maybe some relation to Major DeWitt. I don't know, but could be. He's got a jacked up uniform just like DeWitt did. And this goes all the way back to 2014 when he was first outed as being a phony SF major. John Leela from This Ain't Hell, who passed away in 2018. This is back when John was still doing investigations. And in 2014, right around the time of the Round Ranger thing, this guy popped up. And yeah, this guy's a real piece of work. Very similar to Sarah Jane Kavanaugh. He is a licensed counselor, and the only thing is he didn't steal somebody else's records to claim a bunch of stuff. However, he did claim Special Forces Major and that stuff. However, yeah, he never served. But let's go to the original article from 2014. And excuse me, here's a little bit bigger picture of this clown. There he is. Gregory Charles Banks. As you can see, Bronze Star, looks like a Purple Heart, Arcom. At least his ribbon rack looks like it's correct. He's got his Master Blaster jump wings. And, of course, Special Forces, Blue Infantry Cord, which you'll never see any Special Forces Major ever wearing. Not to mention a marksmanship badge with a whole bunch of hangers on it. And he's got the Ranger Scroll on his pocket. Yeah, another turd in a punch bowl. So let's go back to the article. So one of the readers of This Ain't Hell, who is a Mason in Connecticut, said that this dude passes through the lodge on his way back from his combat assignments. Yeah, that's what I'd do too. I'd always just go in there. I'd go by my local VFW there as soon as I got back from a combat mission. Really? Yeah, no. Sometimes wearing his blues, and he has got 2 offices as a counselor. So, of course, John, doing his due diligence, did some background information and checks on this clown, and of course NPRC has absolutely no records of him. The Manpower database has absolutely no records of him, but he did feel that he needed to promote himself to Major and give himself a Bronze Star medal as well. So Mr. Gregory Charles Banks, who was just looking for some recognition, yeah, he got it back then. And, as you can see, they had a bunch of pictures. The lodge sent them some pictures. There was a wanted poster done up for him as well. And then at the very bottom, I love that. Younger, fatter, dumber. Very nice. Very nicely done. So that was back in 2014. And then just today, I saw something come across my desk, and it's actually another article on the old This Ain't Hell, now known as valorguardians.com. They no longer do investigations, however, they do highlight a lot of these turds. And let's take a look at that, because old Gregory Charles Banks is back in the news after, 14, and it's now 23. 9 years. He's back in the news. So that's a pretty cool Valor Thief poster of him. But it won't come up any bigger. And it's been a long time known. We really slammed the internet with his name, and that he was a phony Special Forces Major. And now there is some court stuff going on in Connecticut And Gregory C. Banks, 50, of Brookfield, waived his right to be indicted and pleaded guilty today before U.S. District Judge Michael P. Shea in Hartford to healthcare fraud. Geez, that this seems to be something that's very common among these fake Special Forces majors like DeWitt and this guy. Fraud. That's one of their big deals. And we'll just scroll down. I'm not going to read through this because we're going to read through the justice.gov site and look at some of this stuff. Yep, this started back in 2014. And yeah, his fraudulent counseling that he's been doing and submitting paperwork on. Let's go ahead and just take a look. We'll jump right over to District of Connecticut. Brookfield counselor admits defrauding Medicaid of more than $1 million. Ooh, I would say Gregory Charles Banks is going to be doing some time in the Gray Bar Hotel. And you know what? Maybe he can get to go to a state facility in Florida. That way him and Jeremy could be bunkies. That'd be awesome. So, according to court documents and statements made in court, Banks owned and operated Northeast Counseling and Trauma Services and Gregory Banks Counseling, LLC. So he owned these two businesses, and between January 2018 and July 2022, and now I'm just speculating here, but in 2014 we outed him as a phony Special Forces major. Maybe he was in dire destitute and couldn't get clients because everybody knew he was full of shit. Maybe he just started submitting these claims. I don't know. Inquiring minds want to know. So, Banks submitted and caused to be submitted fraudulent claims to Medicaid for counseling services that were purportedly provided to Medicaid clients. Specifically, Banks submitted claims for dates of service when no services of any kind had been provided to the Medicaid clients identified in the claims. In October 2020, the Connecticut Department of Social Services audited Banks and his business and requested documentation from Banks for 6 sample clients. So, through this scheme, Banks defrauded Medicaid of $1,044,387.08. That's what it looks like. As part of the plea, Banks has agreed to pay full restitution. That's a big chunk of money. And he's sentenced for March 13th, at which time Banks faces a maximum term of imprisonment of 10 years. And right now he's on release, $100,000 bond, pending sentencing. And this investigation was conducted by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Office of the Inspector General, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation. I'd say Gregory got some splaining to do. Well, it looks like he's going to forego the splaining, and he's just going to plead guilty. So March 13th, we should hear something. That's that's next week. I will be tied up on the 13th, but I will definitely do a follow-up. I'll get on my Pacer account and pull up the court documents and take a look. So there seems to be something in common here with all of these turds, especially like Jeremy and this guy. Special Forces Major, fraud. Yeah. So, anyway, some new content for you. Not a very long video, but I wanted to bring it up, bring it to everyone's attention. And, yeah, we're just going to keep following along with all these different cases. I got a lot of stuff coming up in March. Some of it's been pushed off to May. Jeremy's stuff he goes all the way out to May. But like I said, I've been bombarding people down in Florida with a bunch of basically smoking guns to where they could charge him. And I just don't see anybody taking that next step to make the charges. It is what it is. But he will be forever known on the internet as a stolen valor POS, which also stands for piece of shit. So with that, hey, if you're out there riding on twos, keep the shiny side up, rubber side down. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications. Thumbs up helps the algorithm. And as always, have yourself a great day.